Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday, and you know what that means. It's time for another exciting episode of Tiny Big Tuesday. Hey, everybody in the chat, already blowing up. And yes, Mitch, I did lose by the almighty Price is Right rules. Ah, well, that's okay. But hey, to everybody in the chat, Mitch, Quintillion, Pale Aragorn, Neb, Ryan Clark, Emilio, Fabian, everybody, Merkin, Stan. I'm trying to scroll up as quickly as I can, but it keeps popping down. But as always, I am joined by my faithful host. And where did he go? There we go. Matt, the effervescent madman of Minneapolis. Lind. What's up, dude?
Yeah. Good luck in the pit, Pale Aragorn.
Oh, yes. Swing them elbows.
And my sleeve crept up here, so you can.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
got trucker tan.
Woo.
Yeah, it's nasty. Anyway.
He's the pale Boromir. All right. Moving on, we have two very special guests. We will start off with Alex, a.k.a. Fanplastic 4 on Instagram. Oh, I'm so jealous.
Cowabunga, dude!
So jealous. That's rad. What's up,
Hey,
dude?
guys.
All right. And our other very special guest, Cory from Cory. The mystery set of hands. What up, dude?
Yeah. Why show my face? My hands are so elegant.
They are.
I do like that. Your Mayfix SpiderMan there is.
Yeah, he's proposing.
Realize that he is failed Uncle Ben's memory again.
He loves Pigmon.
I'm blinded.
Maybe he's reciting Shakespeare. Who knows?
You never know.
No, that's definitely responsibility. He's imagining Gwen and Ben and Captain Stacy are just flying past his face. The freaking sandwich that he overcooked. It's just all his failures.
Got a really bad track record.
Jesus. That went off the rails real quick. Well, how's everybody doing tonight? Doing good? Not imagining your greatest foibles and failures? Because apparently Spider-Man is.
Spider-Man is, yeah. That's what he does. It's steel.
That's true. But yeah, what's everybody working on this evening? We'll start with Casting Cave, Cory, because apparently it's us versus them, Matt. It's us against the guests.
Yes.
I've been doing too many fight cards.
Yes. All right. I've got some heads. So occasionally, when I'm burning through a bunch of stuff, I'll get to where I want to test out something new. So I bought one of these man nipple suit bodies.
Oh, yes, man nipple.
And so I want to put some James Bond heads.
Ooh, nice.
A John Wick head. And then I've got a Dirty Harry and a Tony Stark.
Wow.
Very nice.
So I'm going to burn through those tonight.
Nice. Alex, looking very enthusiastically at the camera. What are you working on tonight, man?
I got a few things, a few different things I might do. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try doing some articulation to this Sue Storm figure I've been playing around with, and I might try to sculpt a head from scratch. I was thinking of doing I had a request for a Megan from Excalibur.
Oh,
So I might try doing that. See how far I can get.
Nice. Well, we can always add you in on another screen too, if you want to show your progress.
Sure thing.
Matt, what do you got trucking this evening on the desk?
A pile of different things. You'll be seeing all kinds of stuff. Fix this Trax figure. Working on MDK gang.
Oh Jesus.
Finish up the shield. Thank you, Dave.
Hey.
And then I got some G.I. Joe stuff I'm going to be working on. So
is that Isaiah Bradley?
Back here, yes, it is.
Yeah, cool. He looks awesome.
Yeah, that's a really solid recipe there.
Focus. There it goes. Yeah.
I still that was one of my favorite moments of never realizing Matt could be like pull the jackass move, and I couldn't stop laughing because he's like I was looking for one of those caps to make an Isaiah Bradley, and I'm like, hey, do you have one of these? He's like, yeah, I got one back there. What are you going to use it for? And I told him, he's like, well, not anymore. I'm going to do that to him. Son of a bitch.
The idea was too good. I felt bad.
Not bad enough. I laughed at it. I was just like, oh, shit. Heel turn. Just,
Super Spike, I did not rip King Shark in half. I just didn't put him together.
Are you going to cut off them boxer briefs?
I think Quintillion did it. I think I saw it on his Twitter.
He did.
Give him some fabric pants.
Hey,
Because
Chef.
these rubber ones are not the deal. He's got no articulation, but it's all in there.
That's so weird. Why would you?
Yeah, I know. Todd is an odd duck.
Very true. Real quick, I do have to shout out. We actually have another sponsor now. So the supplies that Matt and I will be using for the foreseeable future are from a local comic shop here in the Twin Cities, the Source Comics and Games. So without further ado, check it out. We don't have a fancy commercial or anything, but check out sourcecomicsandgames.com. They got a bunch of awesome miniature and tabletop supply along with comics, graphic novels, everything your heart's desires. But sourcecomicsandgames.com, thank you so much for your support, guys and gals. So yeah, we'll work on that and make it something. I don't know. I don't know if I can't top freaking time or enhancement talent. So I don't know what I can do there.
Yeah, I found.
I said yet.
Found the clown.
Oh, nice.
He's pretty solid, and I've seen pictures of this, so I knew what I was getting into, but I'm still disappointed. Just why?
Oh, the big.
Yeah.
Oh, the gun plugs in
ridiculous gun thing, which I don't even like that much. So I might need to make a plug for that.
Yeah.
It's. I was gonna say it's very strange that they didn't have some sort of plug.
Include a plug or a swappable jacket, because I was like, I want the clown and this gun thing I could use for something, but I don't necessarily care if it's on the clown.
Yeah.
I was thinking about doing Sticks and Stone, the SpiderMan villains, and using those for stone, but they might be a little too big for that even. The Violator's real cool though.
Oh yeah? Did you get the chunky one?
I did.
Nice.
I'll be right back.
Sweet. I will be working on a bunch of stuff that unfortunately I can't show yet. So yeah, I just need to. I'll be working part of the stream on that. I can show the backs of heads, but I can go like this. I need to paint all of these. So real detailed there.
How many heads are on that board?
24.
Ooh, look at you.
God dang.
Wow.
He is a chunky boy. Here, let me grab a reference figure. What I got?
And was that like a $30 figure?
I got 40.
Whoa.
Whoa, that's awesome.
That's dope.
Yeah, I think he was either 40 or 50.
Right on.
Yeah,
that's insane.
That's crazy.
He feels pretty sturdy. He's got a decent amount of articulation. Again, like a lot of the Todd stuff, it's the cuts are kind of weird.
Curses.
But
shh, yeah. Robert, you know nothing. That's for Robert in the chat. I do got to throw out. I was going to do this on the stream, thinking it was going to take me a lot longer. It is my Michael Ringo SpiderMan, and it was something that literally this afternoon I was like, all right, let's put this together, and it came together, and it was done. So I will take those victories whenever I can, because it's just like, oh, no, well, all right. Because our power here was going on and off like a couple times over the course of the day, which kind of sucked. So I couldn't really do my coloring gig. So I was like, Oh, shakes the clone. Cory's on. I just ordered a painted smirking Han Solo from his site like 20 minutes.
Awesome. Thank you.
Nice.
Shh, Emilio.
Gunless Joes is jonesing for. I don't know what Mitch Falcon is referring to there, but Adventure Team is cool. I like me some Adventure Team as a Joe fan, so I support.
So, you know what? I can show off one thing real quick. If I have any spares after this Thursday, I will be putting them up for sale. But I am involved with another MCU premiere locally here at the Imagine Theaters, and I will have this print for sale there.
Nice.
Wow,
limited.
that's awesome.
It's limited to 20 copies. Gordon Purcell did the line art. I redid some of the line art and colored it up, and there it is. So, yeah, keep an eye out. I'll pop some stuff up on Instagram if I got them. Hey, thanks, Dan. Yeah, no, the Major Pod guys are good. They're good dudes, as I'm wearing one of their hoodies. So, definitely recommend that. Oh, Mitch Falcon pre-ordered a barbecue this week. Like,
good figure, a good-looking figure. I don't have one. I can't.
Hold up. Are we talking about the G.I. Joe or a literal barbecue?
I think he's talking about the G.I. Joe.
You never know.
You don't, but I think
it could be something for a church function.
Yeah. And Neb, my take on the NECA Usagi is I cannot wait. I love that comic. Yes. I love that character. I
hope.
Wait, did they announce something?
Yeah.
They showed off a full sculpt.
Hold up, I'll pull it up. So they are going to be doing, to my understanding, it sounded like they're going to be doing Usagi Yojimbo like a figure line, not necessarily the
turtles,
like turtles
from the
version,
cartoon,
like an actual like Stan Sakai.
That's awesome. Oh my god.
Yeah,
I need it.
They showed off a 3D render. Oh, Mitch is on, and I'm going to the official source.
Oh. Yeah, it's
the source.
No. We already did that bit.
Oh, sorry.
No, there it is. There's the 3D render.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Oh,
really nice.
Very cool.
Again, NECA is thrilled to announce an incredible addition to its best-selling line of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle action figures. Its partnership with award-winning creator Stan Sakai. NECA has licensed world-famous comic book series Usagi Yojimbo, starring Miyamoto Usagi, who appeared many times in the classic and modern. So that leads me to believe maybe we'll get comic versions in addition to.
I mean, if they've got to deal with Stan, they'd be foolish not to. I
agree.
I'm sure they will.
I guess my concern would be more that they might not think it would have legs.
Well, I was going to say, I know there was something to do with the fact that he has that Netflix show coming up.
Yeah.
That was kind of holding it back, because I think that's what Brian from Super 7 said initially. Was like, we want to do him, but
we need to,
Josh, what up, dude? Did you guys see the new Mortal Kombat 3 Reptile? No, I didn't. Oh, Emilio, I'm hip. I think it does look like a comic version for sure. Samurai bunnies all day. Is there an Asian market for Usagi figures? I'd imagine so. I mean,
I don't know if the comic has hit an audience over there or not. I would hope so, but I don't know.
Agreed. Oh man, this is not working.
No.
I'm putting sprinkles into tiny little jars for reasons.
You see, you're giving away the game.
Yeah, no. I'm sitting here with a baggie of a white substance that I'm slowly trying to shake around, and I didn't want people going, what are you doing?
I mean,
you're having a good time, all right?
It's I as a joke collector, I bought a lot of stuff from Marauder Incorporated, and they started off just doing like G.I. Joe scale weapons, and now they do full figures and stuff. They're really quality, and about the only one of the few companies keeping that scale going
around.
But everything comes in these little baggies.
Yeah,
like it's like, here's an individual gun in a baggie. I'm like, that's ridiculous, you guys. And also, you've got to be on a list, because anybody who buys that many tiny plastic bags has to be assumed to be committing some sort of drug crime.
Or a hobbyist.
Same thing. You know how many views we nail? That was this afternoon. I was out on my deck with the board of heads respraying, and my neighbor came out as I was like, shh, shh, shh. And she's like, what you doing? I'm like, oh, nothing. Painting some heads. What are you up to? And she just went back inside. I'm like, oh.
I had like an
Hey, right.
Amazon box that I would I put the heads on dowels, poke those into the Amazon box that was already had like spray paint on it. I'd leave it out, to dry in the sun. And be like, if anyone came by, this looks like like meth behavior or something. Like,
I got an angry note from a landlord or somebody. I was a caretaker in an apartment building I lived in because I would just go down to the utility room and put down cardboard and spray paint down there. I'm like, nobody's ever in here.
Yeah.
And yeah, they left an angry note. I don't know if they knew it was me, but they're just like,
Well,
whoever's
they knew.
doing this, don't.
They knew,
those
Matt.
fumes,
I will always be grateful of one of my friends. He quote unquote sacrificed. It was a disposable wardrobe. And he was like, yeah, no, I don't have a use for this anymore. Maybe you could do something with it. And I said, yeah, no, I totally could. And so I ended up basically hacking the living daylights out of it and making a spray booth.
Nice.
Good time. Oh, damn it. I'm trying to find like a dead Sharpie in my collection of pens and stuff here. And it's like, nope. Of course, the one time I need. Will that work? That will work. Hell yeah. Haha. Goodbye, Rub-a-Dub Sanford marker that I got in like 4th grade.
That's an heirloom marker at that point.
Yeah, right?
All right. Going back through the chat here. Janelyn Parks. I saw a video. I saw some videos and reviews of tracks about how crappy and loose his legs were. And apparently there is a pin somewhere here. Yeah. That was not fully seated, which made this side panel very, very loose. Mine actually wasn't that bad out of the package. But I think some of the earlier samples were real bad. Like he would just fall over. Like he wouldn't be able to stand on his own. And I saw a YouTube video. I think it was Larkin's Lair. It was linked on tformers.com, if I remember right. That had a quick fix to get that pin to seat properly. So that's what I was doing. So now my tracks will hopefully stand better. Panther 10, finished your Deadpool. Well, share that. I want to see your Deadpool.
Emilio Lopez in the chat asking Casting Cave, Cory, how do you shrink the 1/6 scale head sculpt? You actually did a really cool story on that on your Instagram. Was it last week?
I think last weekend or the weekend before. Normally, what I do with shrinks a lot of times is because shrink molds, the silicone is thinned down with mineral spirits, so it tends to leak if you build a mold box. So a lot of times I'll just put the head into like a plastic cup. This is an example. This is a T'Challa head that I started shrinking a while back, and then he passed away. And in my head, I was like, oh, that'd be in poor taste to put this up now. So I've had this for a minute. He's been sitting on my desk. At some point, I'll get around to doing these. But what I did was I started with the 1/6 head. I would put it into your usual, 12 to 16 ounce solo cups, and it's just stuck at the bottom of the cup, and you pour your shrink silicone on top. When the silicone cures, you have to put it in a dehydrator and post-cure it afterwards. And what that does is that dehydrates out the mineral spirits that's in the silicone. Now, one thing I'll say, use tin cure silicone, because platinum cure silicone won't, the spirits won't come out of it the same. But it normally takes something like, if I'm good, maybe 4 stages. On usual, maybe like 5 or 6 stages to get it exactly where I want it.
I just want to put it out there that if there wasn't the context of you holding that mold and you were saying, then the spirits just they leave it.
They leave.
I want a tambourine and a tent, and this is going to be the best stream ever, you guys. Yes. Oh, Jamie Lynn Parks. Just curious, I have that Trax figure. No major issues with mine, though. I don't have a love of transforming him, though. I'm afraid he'll break.
Yeah, I haven't transformed him yet. I could see where there's parts that I would be. He's got a lot of hollow bits and whatnot. But the previous, I don't know if it was Classics, Reveal the Shield tracks. That one did not age well, so I'm willing to give this one a try.
Right. Trying to be creative here, and this is not playing nice with me. Cory, have you seen the season 2 Mando yet? Do you think it will need fixing?
The figure arts?
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's clarified.
So I was actually talking to Robo about it. I like the figure arts Mando, but I don't know how much they've changed between the 3 figures. I feel like that newest release or the new pre-order, I feel like it isn't that much different. In fact, I'm a sucker. I would buy a season 2 Mayfix Mando if they put it up.
I think they're doing one, didn't they? I thought they announced that.
I don't know. I have. Well, what is this one considered? Like the episode before the last of season 1?
I guess.
Yeah, probably.
Because he doesn't have no jetpack, no signet. He has the first thigh pad. No, I believe he's supposed to have like a knee pad in season 2. I don't know.
Am I the first person to remark that his gloves make me think of Cheeto fingers?
No.
He loves Cheetos. He can't help it.
Like he's been eating Cheetos?
I always thought he'd be a Taki man myself.
What do you guys think of the Lone Wolf and Cub style Grogu and Mando? Very cool.
I like
I'm
it a
not going
lot.
to get it because that would be a slope that I could not start to slip down. But
yeah. Although that I could see you just getting that one because it's like it's Lone Wolf and Cub. It like stands alone.
Yeah, for real.
I was able to justify when I found them on clearance the Iron Man and SpiderMan.
Oh, cool. How are those figures?
They're decent. I don't know, like for me, if they're worth the price. If I had paid full price, I probably would have felt a little ripped off. The big thing for me is the scale is kind of funky. Yeah. I can fudge them well enough with Legends, but really that was like the goal. I'm like, well, I can justify this as a Spider-Verse Spider-Man or an Iron Man just has different armor. So sure, why wouldn't you have a samurai armor?
Yeah.
There's a lot of like floating like pieces on the bodies.
Yeah.
With kind of a skeleton inside.
Right.
So
yeah,
they're decent, but they feel kind of model kitty.
Mm.
Man, I'm just worried about fragility.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
very cool.
I like them. To me, it's a deviation from collector's norm. Yeah, especially for Star Wars, where everything is about how accurate is the Stormtrooper. And then Bandai puts this out, and they're just like, to hell with accuracy, we're just going to release something fun.
Yeah.
Some cool stuff.
Well, I like the kind of like, given the like sort of Kurosawa roots of Star Wars, like it makes a lot of sense.
Oh yeah, no, the designs are great. And if I was just gonna the IG-86, holy crap!
Ooh. How weird is it that so you have these awesome import companies like Bandai or Figma or any of those guys, and they'll latch on to some of these American properties, but really, I'm sure I'm not the only person. I want Seven Samurai toys, like Hidden Fortress.
Oh, hell yeah.
So one of the best like figure type things I have in my collection, my brother gave it to me for Christmas. I'll be right back.
Yes, show me. Is it a 1/6 figure?
Maybe. As he chops up John Cena.
Uh-oh, here it comes.
Yes, I will get into that.
So these are like Kotobukiya, I believe, made them. It's they're little like mini figures of the Seven Samurai.
That's amazing.
So that's like Mifune.
Yes.
And Takashi Shimura.
Yes.
I know there was some 6 scale.
And it has a Kurosawa.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, right. Of course. Here he is
That's dope.
with his hat, and they're tiny, but they're so nicely painted, and you can really tell the likenesses are just.
Where did he find those?
Someone posted about them on Instagram, and I think he imported them. He ordered them from I'll have to ask him, but he's
Man,
yeah, I think Kotobukiya makes them.
I'm looking over those. Yes.
The Shakes the Clone has a question for you, Matt, about your craft saw.
This has been good to me. I've been enjoying it. I believe it is a Zona brand saw. I bought it at a local shop called Hub Hobby.
Oh, it's a razor saw?
Yeah.
Ooh, watch your fingers.
Oh yeah. No, this will fuck you up. I stay very far away from it, but it definitely does the job. And it includes a miter box, which is handy.
Oh, Mitch Falcon found a link on eBay for the Kurosawa.
Oh,
figure.
hell yeah. Cool.
Oh, cool.
You're going to have me buying stuff, Alex.
What's that?
You're going to have me buying stuff.
Those are very, very special. Very cool.
Yeah, I need those. That's awesome.
Let me see if I can find...
Oh, Amelia Shakes the complete and utter shite. His one that he has is. And he is now asking you to spell Zola.
Zona.
Oh, Zona.
Yes. I'm going to see if they have it on their website.
Do it. Quintillion, welcome to the club, Cory. Hashtag I blame Dave. Hey!
Because they do some online selling, but...
Oh, Hub Hobby?
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually did an order today for the primers that I needed. Because
nice.
I was running low on time, and you can do curbside pickup there, which is dope.
Ah.
So it's like, oh, I can't, I don't have a lot of time. I need to go pick these up. And just call them when you get there. Oh, Shakes the Cone. Zona. There you go.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And that's, again, it's the only one I've ever really used. So I can't say if it's better or worse than any other ones you can get. But I've had no problems with it. Looks like you can get it on Amazon for $10.
Nice. Shav is asking, Alex, what are you working on tonight?
I am working on a Megan, like a Alan Davis style Megan from Excalibur head. But I'm also open if anyone has any other suggestions in the chat. I'm very early on in the process, so if anyone has another idea, something they'd like to see more, let me know and I'll switch gears.
I want anything. Alan Davis, anything Paul Smith.
Hell yeah.
John Byrne. All the good X stuff.
And Shav Gold from much, much earlier. Curious about what I was working on immediately here. Where is I have to give him a shirt and a pizza cutter and some paint, but...
Oh, yeah. MDK.
My Nick Gage is coming together.
Oh, Shakes the Clone says, thanks again, means a lot to me.
Oh, happy to help. So, yes. Oh, Clandestine. Yes. Oh, Deep Cut, Javelin Parks.
I've been meaning to read that. I haven't read any Clandestine.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
I don't know how I feel about the story, but it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I've reread it a couple times.
Alan Davis, he was the one he was drawing and writing X-Men when I started reading, when I started, getting them regularly, the comics, and I didn't care for it at all. It was all right, but it wasn't really my. I was more of coming from the Joe Madureira era, so it was kind of a shock to the system, right? But then going back and looking at all the old Excalibur stuff, it's man, he was the best. He's really amazing artist.
Time switches your perspective all the time in comics. It's wild.
There was so much stuff that was that I loved when I was younger. I'm like, this is the best art. And then going back, I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? and then stuff I was like, this is garbage. It's like, no, this is awesome.
I'll admit, as a little kid, man, Youngblood was my jam. I loved that book.
I didn't even like. I was like, why does anybody like Jack Kirby? I admit it. And then later, I'm like, oh, I was dumb.
I think almost everyone has that kind of, because you have to know, right? Like you have to know about like composition and anatomy to appreciate it.
Mitch Nelson threw a shore leave head out there, and Panther 10 threw out a Ben Reilly that is based on Mark Bagley's art.
Oh.
I think also coming back to, you don't, it's like when you hear, you'll see a movie or you'll hear music or whatever, like new stuff, or it's just, this is the first thing you hear in that genre or whatever, and then then somebody's like, well, yeah, but they're just it's totally just so and so, or it's just this movie, and you're like, oh, it is, So yeah, you read a bunch of comics, and you're like, oh yeah, they're all just Kirby.
Yeah. Or in the case of the Image guys, they're all Michael Golden.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When the moment you learn what an influence he had on all of them.
They wish they were Michael Golden.
Michael Golden, little Dave Stevens, just pick one, anyone.
Some Neil Adams, I think, a little in there.
Art Adams.
A George Perez, Ben Grimm / Sting head sculpt would be dope. That's cool.
I want somebody to do. I want Pineapple Thing.
Oh, Steranko, Nick Fury.
Oh god, yeah. Steranko's the man.
I always felt bad when I worked at the comic shop because there was an IDW artist edition for the Steranko Nick Fury run, and they just IDW announced it like before they had all the pages or something, so it just was like delayed indefinitely so many times. And there was this dude that pre-ordered it, and every week, he's my buddy Dave Hattie. Shout out to Dave if he's watching. But it was that thing of constantly just like, hey, is that ready? Is that coming in? It's like, it's not cool.
They never have, and I don't think they're ever going to finish their hardcover editions of the Marvel G.I. Joe run at this point.
No,
which is a real bummer.
I think they did a New Gods artist edition like that, and they were unable to acquire one of the pages.
Yeah.
And it was because Mike Mignola owned the original and wouldn't let them take it to scan it.
Oh, damn. That's funny.
You couldn't just take like a
iPhone picture. Just that blurry, out of focus. Like,
it's better than nothing, right?
And Mike Mignola's hands in the way. He's like, no.
I mean, he could stand in the shot. That would be cool.
At the bottom of the page, it says
he could redraw it in his style. And
that'd be dope. Just to fill in the Image guys are Arthur Adams.
Yeah, I saw some. I think Kurt Busiek retweeted it or something. It was the inked art from an Alpha Flight cover that Mignola did in the 80s, and I always forget how quickly his style evolved.
Yeah.
But his 80s superhero stuff, I love that style.
Dude, look at his X-Men covers.
Yeah.
And the X-Force issue that he did, the fill-in issue. Or have you guys ever read the is it Doctor Doom and Doctor Strange, the Doctor Doom comic he did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very
I've not read that one.
Jim Lee, Scott Campbell, and Joe Mann.
Seeing his art evolve is so good.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Josh Bear, I'm with you. I really want some IDW based turtle figures. That would be sick.
Stan Vink is curious what everybody uses for reference when you're doing customs.
The internet.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got just tabs open. If it's something I know I've got to, like, if I've got the hard copy and I find good reference, I'll just have the comics. But
I'm usually painting famous people, so I'll have my computer up and like pictures of Keanu's eyes, like up close.
Yeah.
I mean, I have those tabs open, but I'm not painting
Oh,
pictures.
yeah. I mean, I have that tattoo, so I
Yeah.
just look at that. Yeah.
I thought you said you'd never talk about that.
All right, well, you guys can save this for the Keanu Reeves eyes
The after show, the
podcast or
Keanu
whatever
after
that
show.
you guys obviously need
That's
to.
after this one. That's
Yeah.
Tiny Meng After Dark.
Oh. You guys carry on the conversation. I need to sand some G.I. Joe legs, so I'm going to Dremel and mute myself.
Oh yeah. This is so frustrating.
The Marvel Universe app, or Marvel Unlimited app, rather, is a really great resource for reference if you're doing Marvel characters. I use that all the time. Because it's like the most complete archive of Marvel comic history. It's not. It is not complete, but they have a lot of stuff on there.
Just go out there and buy the books.
It's very true.
That's
Old
I'm
man
going to be a bad influence.
staring
I'm
into
like,
Keanu's
no, you
eyes.
need that issue. Buy it.
Mr. Link, just tuning in. My dog just killed Coyote and brought the body on the porch. God dang!
Wow.
Oh, have fun with that, Mr. Link. Sorry, I don't know what to say to that, really. Oh,
Yes.
there you go. Mitch Falcon dropping that link for the Magnolia Alpha Flight.
Yes.
There we
We
go.
were talking about, me and some friends were talking about sort of controversial books. And I really like God Loves, Man Kills, which I think was pretty controversial back then.
At the time it was, but...
Oh, yeah. For them to use, I mean, even having a racial slur in that book, and you read it and you think, golly. And we were talking about it, and somebody was like, that same character uses that racial slur in another issue as well. So are you serious? And he posted a picture of it, and I was like, how have we not canceled that character yet?
Oh, it's one interesting thing is, because of the What If show coming out, Marvel re-released the What If omnibus.
Yeah.
And it's missing issue 16, which is the Shang-Chi issue, but it has Fu Manchu in it.
Oh.
And so they took it out entirely. So it's not in the omnibus anymore.
So this is what I'm curious about, because even early, I mean, I have some older Iron Man comics that have Mandarin in them. And I mean, you know what he looks like in those old books. It's a caricature. It's really silly looking. It's good that they change those things later on, but what part of that becomes like? Can you put a preface in that issue that says, "Hey, this is just the way things were kind of drawn back then because people, they didn't know any better."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that's been a big thing too with reprinting a lot of Will Eisner's work.
Right. Yeah.
And basically, it seems like the general consensus is it's just an out of print book then.
Yeah.
And leaving it at that.
And that's a hard one too, because if
his impact.
I mean, it's just but and I can definitely see if they're doing like a What If tie-in for is it like a tie-in for the Disney Plus?
Oh, not even. It's just it usually like when there's when something's coming out in a multimedia format, they'll just go, oh well, all these books are suddenly randomly back in print.
Yeah.
So.
Well, but so they're trying to get new readers, from that have discovered the TV show, I'm sure, and they don't want to alienate anyone. So that makes total sense.
Oh yeah, no, I fully understand why they did it. It's just I was saying that literally was today at the comic shop. I was like, oh cool, they got a What If omnibus, and I'm like, it's 1 through 15, then 17 through like 24. I'm like, what happened to 16? So I looked it up because I was just like, I want to know.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to go out and buy that singular issue.
No, I have it.
Oh, you already have it.
What If is, I think, probably the only comic series that I own a complete run of.
Wow.
And it like that was my bread and to quote Robo, that was my bread and butter growing up. I thought that was so cool of just being able to have that option, like it's something completely different. Oh, Fu Manchu is also not an original Marvel character, so the lack of inclusion could be related to more than just the questionable character. Oh, good to know.
Yeah, they don't own the rights to him.
Yeah,
Okay.
He came from the Sax Romer?
Sax Romer.
Yeah, there we go.
Novel. So they licensed him because they had come up with a deal. I can't remember why. I don't know why in the frickin' 70s they were like, yeah, let's license Fu Manchu and his supporting characters.
Because of Conan.
Because a bunch of the Shang-Chi supporting cast were characters from the Sax Romer books.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Cool.
so they lost the rights to that. So for a good while, or let the rights lapse, whatever it was. So for the 80s, they would just talk about Shang-Chi's father and wouldn't refer to him by name. And then they tried to rename him a few times. Nothing really stuck, and he's been dead for a while. So I think tying him in with the Mandarin for the MCU is probably as elegant as a solution as you're going to get. But
Yeah.
I could see that being why they didn't include it. They did reprint a bunch of the. I've got the Master of Kung Fu omnibuses.
Yeah.
But that might have been, those were, a few years ago. So, the rights may have lapsed again.
Yeah. Who knows? They could just do an art edit. They could. I'm reading Howard the Duck 1970s something annual right now. He's in an Islamic country just waiting for it to cross the line. It'll do it.
Gerber is decent about that, but yeah, it's a concern. There's a panel from an Uncanny X-Men where Cyclops drops camel jockeys, and I'm just like, whoa, Scott.
Oh,
come
wow.
on,
Oh, the 70s.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I recently was going through it was before I moved last year, so I guess not that recently. But I was going through all my books, and there's some shit where you're going back through and you're just like, oh yeah.
Yep.
What's your what's your favorite what if, Dave? Do you have does one stand out?
I really liked what is it? It's what if Captain America formed the Avengers today, and it's a two-parter.
Yeah.
I remember that one being like such a formative issue or issues for me, because also I didn't get the second issue until like 2 or 3 years later.
Wow.
Because it was one of those that you get at like a gas station or something, and then you're a little kid,
Yeah.
That's now I got to get another one of those holographic Iron Man.
Right? Oh my god. I think my favorite character in that book was so you have Giant Man, who's Foster, so Black Goliath, whatever you want to call him, in that role. The Punisher becomes War Machine. Wolverine becomes Wendigo. I'm trying to think of who else is on that team. It's one of those where it's just weird enough where you're just like, yeah, all right. Like,
yeah.
I'm down.
So what year was that? Or what era?
I want to say it was volume 2. So
it was definitely volume 2.
Yeah, I want to say probably early 90s. Hold on, I can pull it up.
Yeah, it was early 90s or late 80s.
But yeah, the volume 2, issue 29 had formed and Namor is there. And yeah, so there's part 1. There's part 2. Where is it? Come on.
So what if is
the other one were what if Captain America were revived today was the other one. Which I always thought those were two of the same, but then the what if he were revived today was the one where it was a little bit darker, and he kind of led a villain team of Abomination, the Vulture, Titanium Man, and Juggernaut. And Dr. Doom is the one who helped revive him. So he's like, no, dude.
And that was
how the world is. And Cap's like, giant mechanical man with green clothes. Whoa, holy crap, the chat.
Okay, so you said that's the first book that you completed, the full run of?
Yep.
Have you gone on to finish other runs?
No. I mean,
Oh.
Maverick from the 90s, was that Jim Chung?
Yeah, I like that book.
I have that twice over now
Oh,
because
wow.
I found a run pack at like there's a book chain up here, and I'm not sure if it's nationwide, but Half Price Books.
Oh, yeah. We got
I know
that.
they're outside of Minnesota, but
Yeah, and I didn't know if it was a Midwest thing or more
Yeah,
more so
love
like
it.
that. But they have run packs all the time, and one time I
Yeah.
went in and they had the entire run for like $8. And I was
Oh,
like,
man.
yeah, okay, you got me.
yeah, Jamelin Parks. I can't remember. Was What If Wolverine was Lord of the Vampires, the one where he eats a baby, or was that What If X-Men Lost Inferno?
I think that's Lost Inferno.
Yeah, they just give him a baby to eat because he's such a good demon surgeon.
You know, like you do.
He eats it off panel. But he absolutely eats a baby.
You think Disney Plus is going to go there?
Yeah, I hope so. We got to figure out who the MCU Wolverine is first. But
Yeah.
Hawkeye?
once they got that figured out, it's just baby eating left and right.
There's the team that Captain America later forms to be the Avengers. Jean Grey,
wow.
Namor, the Human Torch, Spider-Man, and apparently Wolverine Cable.
Well, sure.
Just
Well-
X-Men's so hot right now.
Well, in that they just refer to him as Logan. Like he's not even Wolverine because he never got tested. He just lived on as a soldier.
But do you think the idea was that he would, because like I don't know, I guess it's like he would form the Avengers out of like the most popular characters at Marvel at the time in the early 90s there.
Just cover children.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, again, like the first cover, like again, okay, Titanium Man, like Juggernaut, yeah, those are powerhouses. Then it's like Vulture. Who the hell is like, yeah, the old guy with the bird wings?
Yeah, but you had Hawkeye and Wasp or whatever in the Avengers, so you know.
Yeah.
You just have to wait till after 8 p.m. and the Vulture's useless. He's taking his Geritol, like.
Well, one of the things I like about the Vulture is it may have been like his first appearance or whatever. You know, he's committing all these crimes from the sky. Like the whole idea is he's just a guy with wings, so he can like fly in and grab the bag of money. And his big plan is that he's going to rob like another, payroll, bank transfer, but he's going to do it from under the sewer.
Yes,
because they won't expect him coming from underground to steal the money.
That's the best part, though.
That's like, a clever old codger.
That's the stupid stuff that you just go, well, obviously.
That's like in Batman where Penguin is just doing random things, hoping Batman will like create the perfect crime for him. As like it's like Batman's just like looking at the clues. He's like, oh, like this giant umbrella probably means that he's going to rob the like such and such exhibit, and then Penguin like that's how he gets the idea to.
It's like, hell yeah, I am.
Letting Batman come up with his crimes for him.
See, but some of those are like the shit. There was it's one of Riddler's first appearances, and like he basically becomes a spinning top, and he's spinning so fast that Batman and Robin can't stop it.
Like
and then they figure out, wait, we can just punch him. And like that's
the cover of the book too.
Yeah,
they put that. You read the whole thing, waiting for them to get to the cover.
Yeah.
Well, that was I can't remember who it was at DC, but they would keep track of all the covers that they would put out in a month for all their magazines, and they would just put like photocopies of them or whatever in this big book, and then after they got their sales figures back from the newsstands, they would go in and write down what the numbers were, and then from that over time they figured out trends. So like, well, if we put this on the cover, it sells better, which is why you had all those covers in like the 50s and 60s with gorillas, because like you put a freaking monkey on the cover, this is gonna sell. And so it got to the point with DC where they would literally the editors or whatever would be like, all right, here's the cover, and they'd get somebody to draw it, and then the artist or the writer would have to go in and write the story that the cover had. So it wasn't the other way around. So it's like, yeah, where Flash gets turned into a puppet on the cover, then whoever was writing the book at the time was like, well, shit, now I got to write somehow a story where the Flash gets turned into a puppet. All right, fine.
What the hell's a toy, man?
I'm gonna go drink scotch for lunch and then bang this out. And
It's not exactly
60s
the
and
Stan
who
Lee
cares?
method.
Yeah. God bless Jack Kirby. It was in the Mark Waid, Mike Wieringo Fantastic Four run. Like another. Okay, I do have the full run of that run and the John Byrne run. I have those runs on Fantastic Four.
Wow.
But that Mike Wieringo Wade run, there's a whole arc where basically it's Ben Grimm dies, and
where they meet God?
that's where they meet God, and God is Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
And there's at least once where they go to his office, and it's straight up Jack Kirby's like studio.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Hold on, that's my collaborator." And he picks it up and he goes, "Yep." And then he says something to the extent of like, "It's hot down there," and it's just like, "Oh shit, damn the devil!"
Wow.
Now this was well before Stan had passed away.
Yeah,
so.
this was years.
Still,
It's like, oh shit.
it took some balls to pitch that idea.
Hey man, it's Mark Waid. He's
Well, it's been really weird. Like, I don't know if anybody else has been reading the current Rorschach series.
Oh yeah.
But like, Tom King went like hard on the whole like, yeah, we're going to use real life figures, but he decided to go like with comics. So like, they don't call him Steve Ditko, but it's Steve Ditko.
Yeah.
Basically becomes Rorschach at one point in the comic.
So it's a historical record.
Well, it's the alternate history of the Watchmen universe, I guess. But yeah, and like Frank Miller is in it. Just literally Frank Miller.
Just hi.
Weird.
Yeah, I can't remember who else, but yeah, it's like, oh, all right.
I'm with you, Mr.
Because it's also a universe where Robert Redford is president and has been since.
What up, Nate?
It pretty much picks up from the HBO series.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Doesn't involve any of those characters, which I think was the right way to go. But
well, it kept it separate in case like King bombed it. Well, no, I sincerely think that was part of it. Was just like, well, that series did, the HBO series did incredibly well. Let's not fuck this up just in case.
Right.
What's up, Dis? How's it going? Sorry, saying hello to folks in the chat. If I randomly shout out people.
Did you guys get? Did you pitch in for the Galactus?
I did.
Yes.
Oh man.
I thought about it at first, and that lasted about 18 hours. And then I was like, all right,
You're weak. You're weak. You couldn't help it.
No, I was just like, dude, that they're not going to get another chance to do this. Like, actually, on like completely random things, yesterday on Monday Foosh Live, we weren't going to stay up the extra hour. Ooh, Dremel bits for clearing out heads.
No, for Shanks there. He was curious. That won't focus, but
that is a
192
bit. Dremel 192 bit, yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, it's this one. I literally just bought.
Oh,
sorry, 191.
These hog out more material.
Scared the shit out of me.
What? What scared the shit out of you, Cory?
Those bits.
Oh.
Those. I use those as well. Like this guy here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep,
that's
was
a good one.
I will tell you this: get a glove for working with these, like a non-pet glove, because if this nicks you, you're going to the hospital.
Yeah.
Well, I always wear a glove just to
Matt back Galactus live right here on the show.
That's right. I forgot I did that.
Nice.
No, so last night, yeah, like usually we go 9 to 10, and then Robo realized that it was only like another hour until Galactus was done. And we had already gone like 15 over, so we're like, screw it. So we went. We did a countdown, and then Dan Yuen from the Marvel Legends team like was in the chat. I'm like, dude, come on! And so he came on for like the last 15 minutes.
Oh, that's awesome!
It was dope. And he was just so stoked, and for obviously good reason. So
I mean, those guys must be riding so high right now.
30,000. Well,
I mean, they also
33, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's mind-boggling. Like,
yeah.
It went that high at the end?
What's that?
It went that high at the end?
Yeah. Hold on. I'll pull up the final.
Because I haven't, I'm just like, well, I mean, I backed it. It's going. We got all the unlocks, so.
Yeah, there's no.
I don't really care. I mean, I'm curious, but yeah, it's like, well, beyond
Yinzer,
that.
I'm right there with you, dude. I got so many scars on my hands from customizing.
I don't have as many as I probably should.
32,388.
Damn.
Yeah.
So,
when I bid, it hadn't even hit the first stretch goal.
Jens, I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping. They yesterday we were trying to figure out like how high it was going to go, and I was so tired that I thought there was another day left, despite us doing a fucking countdown to the end of it. And I was like 34, and at that point it was like just past 30, and I was just like, oh, okay. Like, but to be fair, it might hit 34 because they had the other distributors outside of the U.S. So,
I mean, it's great. It shows that the community is alive and well.
Oh hell yeah!
Also, those guys work really hard for it too. I mean, they really like the big three. They get the word out. And they galvanize people around this stuff.
Alex, did you get it?
It's funny because when it started, there were so many people going, "Oh, it's not going to happen. This isn't going to happen," and I'm like, "It's Galactus." Yeah. Like at the end of the day, there are enough people who know who Galactus is that it's going to happen.
But did I get Galactus?
Did you? You didn't?
I did not. I must confess.
I didn't.
And I felt this way on the Sentinel too. If it needed my help, I would have gone in. I definitely would have, for any tier. Like if it was having a hard time reaching any tier, I would have gone in to make it happen. But it's just I can't. It's not an expense I can really justify for myself.
That's fair.
I
got to keep that collection model.
I was like, I'm never going to get this type of reference model ever again.
It's like, I mean, it's a work of art. Like it is. I mean, I was very tempted because it's like it's a one of a kind figure. Like it's just it's like a historic figure. It's like this massive Marvel legend. It's like it's insane.
Hell yeah.
Well, now I gotta unload my Marvel Universe one.
Also, I mean, that when the Fantastic Four movie comes and they get to that big Galactus, we're gonna make Endgame look like nothing. Like we're gonna show you how it's really done. Like then all these Marvel Legends Galacti are gonna be really in demand.
That's true, Emilio. It does cost less than a Hot Toys Iron Man these days, but it's got to be die cast. But it is the top of the hour. Everybody's asking for it. Enhancement, talent, clothing, and gear. Neb, it's time for the main event. In the left corner, Wink, 200 pounds of pure enhancement and enhancement talent and clothing. So I'm going to throw it up there. So we'll be right back, folks, after these short messages.
Do you feel like a champion? Do you worry that you don't look like a champion? Try enhancement talent, clothing, and gear. At our state-of-the-art facility, you'll find wall art. Not one, not two, but a spectacular 3 cats. This thing. Top-of-the-line sewing equipment that enhancement talent has used to make enhancement talent, clothing, and gear. Let us take you to the top of the card.
Every time. So good. All them cool cats right there. Just waiting for Matt to look at them. Look at the match.
I mean, it has been a while, and it has actually clean enough down here that I could probably bring Nigel back down.
Oh damn! Neb's campaign and get Dave to 1K. Yeah. Like, follow, subscribe. Dave Wonder. And
Tyrannosaurus Rex, you'll hopefully be extra appreciative that the guy in the SpongeBob SquarePants trunks is the one and only Cold Stone Tim Boston.
Hell yeah.
He wrestles out of the Omaha area and is a heck of a nice dude.
Agreed. The best.
Enhancement Talent, Emilio Lopez, is the wrestling gear business that I and mostly my wife have. So we've done in-ring gear for a lot of local wrestlers, some people outside of the area as well. So
Yeah, Mr. Ron
been
Clark.
doing that for a little while, just trying to figure out what the next steps are for that. So yeah, it's been fun.
Heck yeah. And Panther 10 would like to throw in Hart Haggerty.
He is great, but he's also probably the biggest bastard of the three. But he's cute.
You
But
say
he
with
knows.
love.
Oh no, he got me up at 1, I think.
Wait, he woke you up at 1?
Oh yeah,
You were asleep at 1?
1 in the morning.
I stand by my statement.
Well, I work for a living, Dave.
Yo, you sleep, bro?
Yeah.
Nah.
So yeah, he woke me up for food, even though they had just been fed, a few hours before. Yeah, he's a piece of shit. But he's cute.
He says with love. Hey, Goji King, what's shaking? Oh, Tim Rhinoceros Rex, a.k.a. Tim DeMar. Matt, it was nice chatting with you at the swap on Sunday.
Yeah, nice to chat with you as well.
Well, my chop liver? Come on.
Yes.
Shaggy 10680. You're gonna make Dave's wrestling tights when he gets enough followers. True story. I thought I'd do it.
It's true. It'll take a while because our schedule is long, but
There's so many jokes I want to make there.
We'll make it happen.
Oh shit! You
I'm gonna
Detroit
mute
guy.
again.
Stream last night got me to subscribe. I'm the Mark from last night. Just changed my name to reflect what I used to. Hell yeah! Well, thank you for the subscribe. Man, I can't speak. Thanks for subscribing. Hey, man, Mitch, I'm with you. There's nothing wrong with that. Grilled liver. Anyways. Oh, I didn't even. Alex, do you want to share your screen and I can pop it up?
Sure.
I was totally spacing on that earlier.
It's just a picture of John Wick's eyes.
Hello.
It's John Wick's eyes reflected in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
It's a beautiful thing.
That's some Sam Keith shit right there. See, full circle. It all comes back.
It's a callback.
Oh, did that work? No, that didn't work. What's going on here? Go to dish at my favorite Colombian restaurant. Hell yeah. There used to be a hookah bar here in the cities that made a grilled liver sandwich you could get. That was awesome. God damn it, now I'm hungry. Oh, it went dead silent for a second.
Yeah.
Shit. Everybody's deep in thought. There we go.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Oh. Wait,
Cool.
why can't I do... Oh, no, I can't. Hold on. This? No. This? No. This? Yeah, all right, that works.
If you want to replace my screen, I'm sure people don't need to look at me while I'm...
Well, the only problem is since it's a monitor, it's prioritizing it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's okay. It'll be fine.
I'm really on the spot now.
You don't fuck it up.
They're monitoring everything you do. So, Are you making this Megan head because of a certain person we all know?
So I've got a sort of like Alan Davis inspired Nightcrawler from Excalibur.
Mhm.
I've got a Kitty Pryde that I've done, and maybe a Brian and a Megan are on the way. I'm just saying.
Gotta fill out the team.
All right.
Shakes the cone. I had my first restaurant burger since the plague started today. Goddamn patty melt. Right on. And Emilio throwing out the ever-loving, don't mess it up. Oh, Santa D in the chat. Question for Cory. Any chance of the flame off Johnny head being offered again? It's the best head, and I'm going to need another for the retro Johnny.
Oh, cool. I'm glad you liked it. On that flame off Johnny head, let me see if I got any left. I have a hard copy that I need to make a new mold of, but it's actually one that when I got the Walgreens Johnny Quest, I looked at it and I was like, maybe I should just Dremel off the flames and resculpt the hair. So that's what that is.
Wait. Oh, you mean Johnny Storm. When you said Johnny Quest, I was like, wait, what?
Oh, did I say
That's what Johnny Quest?
Yeah, I was like, how did I miss a Johnny Quest figure?
Boss Fight Studios? That's Johnny Quest? What?
Oh my god. Don't you tease me. That is one of those lines that is like, yep, I'd be all in.
Yes, Gojing, it is the casting cave.
Oh yes, oh yes.
In the cave itself.
Now, is there a casting cave? I've always wondered.
Like just like a little cave or like a big cave?
Like, do you have a cave?
Oh, well, I'm working on it.
It's beneath the house.
Like out here, the shop is basically the man cave / casting cave. So it's a cave, more or less.
It's cave-like.
Is it accessible via a bust of Shakespeare's head?
That's what I need. I'll add that to the list.
They did sell a replica.
Many different replicas at that.
From earlier in the chat, what would everybody's dream HasLab Marvel thing be? Since we're all Marvel.
I don't know about Marvel. I can tell you Star Wars.
All day long.
Go to the Star Wars.
Star Wars has that. Yeah. X-Wing?
Yes.
X-Wing.
Oh man, either X-Wing or Vader's TIE Fighter.
Oh, cool.
That's what I want.
Would anyone else want an interior of the Millennium Falcon?
Yes.
Like not the Falcon, but like, where they all sit in the cockpit, the hallways, like.
I mean, you could do the cockpit as just, like the exterior of the cockpit and then like a little bit further back, and that could be a decent display piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
X Mansion, Eternity, Blackbird, Deluxe Glob Herman. Damn.
Oh man.
I mean, if I'm gonna go realistic and reasonably priced for Marvel to start with, which would be Robbie Reyes and the Hell Charger.
Yeah.
Or the Punisher van. Or what else did I want from Marvel? There's a lot of Marvel ones that
Spider Buggy.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, Spider-Mobile.
Yeah, that seems like a likely one.
And then to go completely like never gonna happen, but oh my god, would I be there for it? Leopardon.
Yeah.
That's
like
hilarious.
Full scale
Awesome.
Spider-Man Leopardon with Spider Machine GP7 that can drive into its head.
They could like team up with the Power Rangers line to do like a joint HasLab there.
I mean, I am curious if we'll ever see a HasLab for Lightning Collection, because that, I mean, if they were to do like a Galactus-sized Mighty
Megazord.
Morphin Megazord, I would have a hard time resisting that, and I'm not even that big of a Power Rangers fan.
I mean, do you think they would get like Takara to do the like transforming functionality?
Possibly.
Cool.
I mean, they've got people. I mean, it's pretty simple. So I would be, I'm torn between wanting
I guess
to
that's a good point.
figure. I mean, for it to actually be like scale, I don't think that's even feasible. But I would be fine with something that was maybe just a little bit smaller but highly detailed.
So
Do you think the stretch goal would be a giant Goldar for it to fight?
That'd be awesome.
2-pack.
Does that license only encompass the Saban stuff? They don't have access to like the Japanese Sentai?
Yeah, I think it's only that. Oh, Spaceball 1. Oh, Avengers Sky Cycle.
I mean, the Fantastic Car is a good one.
Yeah, Daily Bugle. Whoa. Japanese Spider-Man with Robot. Glob Herman. Sorry, I'm just trying to fly through the chat.
I'd like a Danger Room. I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good.
I always think of the Marvel Select attempt. Because that actually was a pretty damn
pretty
nice.
solid.
I was gonna say it's a pretty.
I think I might still have the old. No, I think I got rid of it. But I had the old Toy Biz one for the longest time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where it was just like the sphere with like little arms on it. Like one of them was just a hacksaw blade that Wolverine would just cut pieces off of.
Yeah, they could do so many like nods to the original toys, and I think that would be rad.
Captain America Dragster.
You mock it, but it's sell.
I would probably get it. I would also probably get the Wolverine motorcycle where it turns around to have his giant head on the front. Such a weird freaking decision.
That's still a solid choice. Is Giant Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like but something tells me it won't be like another figure again. I don't know why. Like I feel like the timing seems right if they were going to do like vehicles or other sort of unexpected items.
Yeah.
That you could put all because I think the other part of it is like they like stuff that incorporates a lot of figures, where you can kind of set up your other Marvel Legends around it. That
or do the figures as something where you can do figures as stretch goals.
Yeah. Well, see, that's why like a Spider Buggy or a Daily Bugle set would be so cool because like think of all the different like Spider-Man themed stretch goals they could throw in there, like different figures and characters and stuff. Like finally again, Aunt May. Just saying.
We need an Aunt May.
I was, they could have done that with Galactus. I'm just saying, she was a herald.
Well, yeah, then, I mean, that wouldn't have been the. I would have been more excited about Golden Oldie than Morg, but
Right.
It would
What
make
up, May?
sense
How's it going?
if the next HasLab is Spidey related,
I'd be down.
because we got X-Men, we got Galactic, cosmic characters. Spider-Man would make the most sense.
Yeah, he's the next most popular line, right?
I could see a Spider Slayer being a really.
Oh wow!
Ooh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what other like things you could do for Spidey that would work.
I don't know. Like that's the thing
you
where
remind me that American Kaiju exists, Mr. Link. That he is not the star of every comic is just painful.
Yeah.
Yeah, what would be? I mean, what would be a good Spidey? I mean, yeah, a Bugle playset, but I mean, there's not a lot going on there. I don't know.
Smythe's chair.
I mean, the old Toy Biz one, I need to get another copy of.
You and me.
Mike's mullet. Role play item.
Okay, Super Mark III. He's got it right there. Just do that.
Yeah.
Do the big wheel and then stretch goal with Rocket Racer.
I don't like. Is it sad that like there's part of me that's like a properly articulated Doc Ock? Like give me ridiculously large, long legs and
I mean, I'd be
Well,
into
that would
it.
be a good Build-A-Figure, right?
yeah.
Or the HasLab is the like printing press that Doc Ock gets like sucked into, or gets his tentacles caught in.
Just a HasLab of the Dr. Octopus's lair wreckage with a SpiderMan figure to get crushed.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The water pouring down. I mean,
Yeah,
I guess that's something that you could probably build yourself.
it's fairly simple. I would love as a single release or whatever. I think we're overdue for Lady Ock, Carolyn Trainer.
Yeah.
Figure of her.
The bar with no name playset.
I wanted to make a dio of that, but I have no room for it. So.
Ooh, Daily Bugle office with Robbie Robertson, Betty Brant, JJ's desk with window backdrop for Spidey to hang outside of.
Yeah.
Sure.
That'd be dope. What the hell?
I mean, they'll probably get me for any Marvel Legends, HasLabs, whatever they are. So.
HasLab Marvel version of Big Hero 6. Oh, that'd be dope. Madam
mean,
Web.
If they're the classic, if they're the original Big Hero 6 designs from the 90s Alpha Flight comics, then yeah.
God, that'd be dope.
I'm a purist. Baymax should look like a freaking lizard, man.
I always remember when Big Hero 6 came, like when they announced it for Disney, I was like, no way. My friends were like, what are you talking about? I'm like, that is a strange comic.
Yeah,
and he's
that'd be like, oh yeah, they're doing, a freaking brute force cinematic universe. It's like, what?
Yeah. What?
The one, the mini series about the animals and the robot suits that nobody remembers? Okay.
I mean, I'm down.
NFL Super Pro?
Oh, don't tease. Mitch Falcon really wants Super Pro? I can't remember.
I think he had to leave for the night, so we'll be. I wish they could bring back Super Pro. It is not to be.
No, that's probably for the best.
Yeah, I mean, probably, but it's no fun.
True. Oh man. Oh no, Mitch is still here. I look up and it says, "I am a maggot man." I'm like, all right. Oh, Spider-Man and his amazing friends. Hell yeah. That and their apartment that somehow
turned into all this shit flipped around and.
God, I love that show. And the Hulk poster that they randomly had, like that always was one of those things where I'm just like, wait, what now? Like,
they tuned in every week on what is it, ABC?
Yeah. And then stuck around to portray their own adventures.
I mean, Super Mark 3, if they were to just remake the Toy Biz Crime Central playset.
Oh God.
In a version that wasn't made of frickin' peanut brittle. Whatever the hell. I got that thing and I'm like, this thing is so cool, and it immediately just started breaking.
That is one that I legit have an eBay saved search for.
Oh,
see, I never owned it.
It was so fragile. So fragile.
Worth it.
All right, what am I working on now? I had big plans, but I suppose I could sand some joints.
You wild man.
Well, I got to make sure I don't have paint rub on these figures I'm making.
Yeah.
no fun. Or I
am.
could dig through my weapon bins and find a gun for this Hunter S. Thompson I'm putting together.
Wait, you're still working on Hunter S. Thompson? I thought you wrapped him up.
I never really started on those, sadly.
Oh, I misunderstood then. I thought you had said that you were.
No, I've been they've been on my list for quite a while.
I don't know why I still have the Galactus page to open up. HasLab SpiderMan Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade float. Oh man,
Nice.
I mean, I'd be for it.
There we go. Big ol' bin o' weapons. Ugh. Yes, Shakes. I'm doing figures of Hunter S. Thompson, John Muir, somebody else I can't remember, and Johnny Appleseed for a friend of mine.
A John Muir figure, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Has one.
This friend of mine is big into environmentalism and the whole past around that and whatnot. So he did me a favor. So I am returning said favor by making him some figures.
That's
So who'd you kill for him? That's what that means, right? I did a favor.
Well, he did a favor for me. So he didn't.
Who'd he kill for you?
I don't want to say what the favor he did was because
See,
he doesn't want to have to do it for anybody else. Which doesn't make it sound less suspicious.
Okay.
No, it doesn't. Don't you lie to the people, Matt.
And I mean, Mr. Shiv is still on my list, Panther 10. Don't worry.
Oh, he's worried.
So yes, there. I mean, I'm in my tiny window here, but here's the.
Oh, here, hold on.
Hey.
Yoop.
Focus. Yeah. Well, there we go.
That's looking great.
So yeah, I've got to sculpt his shorts on and tweak these tennis shoes. But yeah, it's that it's basically the famous picture of him with the giant freaking handgun.
Yes, you can hear his voice. You can hear, "Dear God, man, look out for the bats."
And then here's
I could hear his voice.
The beginnings of Johnny Appleseed. I haven't found a head for him yet, and a pot for him to wear. So yeah,
As you
I did an Edward Abbey for the same guy a couple of years back, which
he's gonna get it, and he's gonna be like, "What's up with this homeless guy?" Oh, that's Johnny Appleseed.
I forgot that's what I ordered. HasLab, Superman, and Big Barda make a porno. Jesus.
Yep.
I was all excited. I saw Big Barda, and I was like, oh, this will be what shit.
I mean, that John Byrne was working something out with that story.
Yeah. Very kind way of putting it.
I mean, I suppose, Shaggy, I could. He helped us put our website together for Enhancement Talent. So. And I was like, what should I pay you? And he's like, just make me some action figures. I'm like, cool. And then proceeded to not do that for about 4 or 5 months.
Oh, that story's not as interesting as murdering somebody. Come on now.
No, it really isn't. And I feel bad that it's taken me this long. I know he's very understanding and understands that creativity takes time. But nevertheless, I do feel bad. So. And now I'm going to open this Brack figure.
That's a good line. I'm going to tell people that all the time. I say creativity takes time. That's, as you're playing a video game and eating pizza.
And then they're going to be like, but why is the mortgage late, Cory?
Yeah, right.
Can't rush art.
literally not how that works.
Yeah.
80s comics where creators work out their issues and kinks on a national platform. Dude,
I mean,
you can go back to the 50s and find that too. I'm just saying.
Yes. I don't know if the website's still updated or not, but there was a whole like website devoted to basically cataloging whatever weird shit Chris Claremont was into.
Oh no.
And how it all
Wait,
came
you mean
through.
Uncanny X-Men?
Well,
Yeah.
right, but they're like, here's these themes that you probably haven't noticed unless you just mainline all of these because it's a little bit at a time.
There's some common themes, some recurring themes.
Yeah.
Oh man. I'm just thinking of that website and oh boy. Memories.
Well, even just that weird.
It was like ClaremontPinks.com.
Yeah, I think so.
Say what now?
Just the like, oh yeah, here's Tom. I can't. The New Mutants like security guard and nurse or whatever. Like, they just show up in an issue and then they disappear for a while and they come back and they've been transformed into Native Americans somehow.
Wow.
And
Yeah. It's Sharon Ostrander?
No, but what is it?
Is that like a real person's name?
Well, Ostrander is there's John Ostrander who wrote for DC for a long time, but yeah, I don't know.
Sharon is definitely the first name.
Yes. And then Tom something. Anyway, yeah, it's just weird. Like here now they're white people, and then now they're mystic Native Americans somehow.
He was out there. He was getting out there. Is it like Tom Friedlander and Sharon something?
Yeah, I gotta find it now because it's gonna bug me.
Man, you guys are deeper than I thought I knew.
I
all
just
these
read
X-Men
about
deep cuts.
I haven't even read the Demon Bear storyline, but somehow I know those two names.
Sharon Friedlander and Tom Corsi.
Ah, yes.
And then they get like there's a whole thing where like I think they get screwed up by empaths from the Hellions and then disappear for a while and then come back and they're all like BDSM'd out and
Oh wow, that sounds like Chris Claremont.
Got
that
super horny for each other and
the Demon Bear artist edition of like Bill Sienkiewicz's original pages is amazing. I haven't looked at it personally, but the like cartoonist kayfabe guys go through it, and it's really beautiful.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
I mean, Sienkiewicz's art is just I've got that whole Moon Knight run that he did with Manchu in the early 80s, late 70s, whatever it was. So good.
Yeah.
I have a so in the I guess it was in the 80s, Marvel did their graphic novel format books. I have a Daredevil that he did, and I'm pretty sure they used the Kingpin from this book as inspiration for Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah.
But
he's like his jacket is almost like wallpaper. He's just this massive.
It's so good. I love it. It's weird though. There's so much stuff in that book that when you look at the art, I mean, nowadays I see it in other artists like David Mack, a handful of guys. But looking at it back then, that book makes me wonder, like, who bought that as just a casual comic reader? Who bought that book?
And then it was like, oh god dang.
Yeah, looking at this insane art, being like, this is for people who do drugs.
Well, I remember as a kid having it was like the Marvel. It was like their 20th anniversary book or so. It was like a big coffee table book that like kind of went through the history of Marvel Comics up to like the 80s, and they had pages from that Sienkiewicz Daredevil book,
Cool.
or graphic novel, and as a kid, it like freaked me out. I didn't know what I was looking at. I was like, "What? These are comics? Like, what is going on here? This is like, this I shouldn't be looking at
comics, you guys."
Yeah, that's. I feel that way about the. Oh, was that Sienkiewicz and or no? It was Kent Williams and Simonson that did the Wolverine and Havoc.
Yeah,
Meltdown.
Oh man,
yeah, Meltdown.
the art is so good in that book. I love it.
Yeah, Kent Williams is.
Yeah, he's another one who's just like Sienkiewicz, where his art is so just out there. You see it, and you don't forget it. Like looking at it, like was that Wolverine Bloodlust was like that too? That Kent Williams did, and it's so abnormal looking. Like as a child, reading that book, I was like, "This isn't X-Men. What is this? Is this a rated R book?" You know?
Yeah. Did Kent Williams? Did he do a Sandman issue or a couple of issues? I think I remember reading a Sandman comic he did that was really cool. And of course, Dave McKean is another guy from that.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Cool.
Well, not in that vein at all, but there was another guy that I had forgotten about, and only because one of the characters that he created in, I think, Marvel Premiere or Fanfare, I want to say it was. Avro X just showed up in the new Iron Man run. I don't think he'd been seen in 30 years. But Ken or Stacy, who did a couple issues of Fanfare, and I can't remember what else, but he did. It's all airbrush art.
Cool.
Yeah.
And he did there's a story from one of those that's really interesting of Dr. Octopus versus Iron Man.
Nice.
All airbrushed. Anyway, and cool stuff. And then because it was Fanfare was their direct market, high quality paper. Creator focused book. So they were, that art actually came through.
Yeah, no, that sounds really cool.
I think I have a Marvel Fanfare that has like Doctor Strange on the cover dressed as a cowboy. It's ridiculous. I bought it because it's like.
I mean, I like that.
Like a good what if.
He's like shooting a bear or something, but I saw it and I was like, "This is so absurd. I need this ridiculous looking book."
Yeah, I'm into that. Whatever it is.
I would love like a super crazy cross between like Doctor Strange and like Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Oh my god!
Somebody did like a comic like that, like just complete. Maybe get like Sienkiewicz to draw it,
That would weird people out. They wouldn't come back. They'd be like, "I don't like it. I can't handle it."
There's that crazy freaking Art Adams like Gumby comic.
Right.
What?
Gumby Goes to Hell. And it was like officially licensed and everything. I remember I somehow got it as a kid, and I did not know what I was looking at.
You got it as a kid?
Yeah, because I'm sure my mom or whatever was just like, "Wait, that's Gumby."
Well, Gumby was having a comeback when we were younger.
He kind of had a brief, in the 80s there. It was a movie.
Like New Adventures of Gumby and Pokey.
But yes, Art Adams doing Gumby comics was insane. Any of you guys going on the Super 7 Simpsons?
Oh man, I'm
so tempted. That Mo, come on.
They do look really good. I can't, but I'm
just ready to see the next Disney characters, just because I want Arthur and Merlin so bad.
Oh yeah, that's a great call.
Yeah, they said that I haven't heard much about that line in a while.
I feel like it. I don't want to say it's dead, but I feel like right now they're just going, okay, we need to get wave 1 out first, you guys.
Yeah.
Well, they've just been announcing so much stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane how much. Like when they showed The Simpsons, I was like, how many licenses do these guys have right now? This is crazy.
All of the license, Cory.
Do you think so? I know there is a very strong fan base for it, but do you think that the Silverhawks will maintain as a license?
I mean, there's only what you could get if you're doing 4-figure waves. You're what, like 3-4 waves tops?
Yeah, they could probably, as a passion project, they could carry it out.
Well, because don't they actually own, or maybe it's Brian Flynn separately owns?
Yeah, no, something like that.
It's smart. I think it's good. I think it's helpful for these places to own some of these properties outright.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to worry about licensing and
yeah, for real. With those,
and I think that like Silverhawks, like if they did like a new, I don't know, animation or media, like they're like you could definitely like revamp Silverhawks. You kind of like, I mean, you could do like a, Rise of the TMNT style, revamp of Silverhawks. I think
that would be cool.
I mean, there's so many crazy villains to like,
Then it would make you want some sort of update to Thundercats. Like
you have Thundercats Roar,
dude.
Oh, did that ever come out?
Yeah.
Huh.
That is one of the most like divisive things you can say. I feel like.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember I was just like, oh, it's kind of dumb, but it's funny. And one of my friends like, you shut your filthy mouth. I was like, oh god. Like, what did I say? I didn't say it was the best. I'm like, I just casually mentioned
the thing that exists.
So Thundercats Roar is like The Last Jedi?
Oh, kind of, in some ways.
It's gonna get everybody riled up. They're gonna get real mad.
Well, this is funny because I never really knew much about the Thundercats. Like they were, I think they were kind of before my time, or at least I didn't even see reruns of the show. So I really didn't know much about it. But recently I've watched some of the original episodes or whatever, and kind of knowing what that original show was, the take that Thundercats Roar, it's like, that is bold. That is that is a big swing for that, like, given the like what fans of that show are probably looking for. Like, it's
well, they didn't give a shit about what the fans wanted on that.
Yeah.
Was just like, hey guys, you know what's really popular? Gumball. You know what we should do? We should imitate that. Oh, what license? I don't know. And I feel like one of them just threw a dart at the board and was like, oh, we're not doing anything with good old Thundercats.
I have a little insider intel that Cartoon Network, at least at the time, was pushing that hard. Like the only way you could get a project greenlit is basically if you said it was like Gumball. So very likely, like I hope the creators of Thundercats don't get like too much flack, because like they are clearly, that was like the only version of that show that would have gotten greenlit.
Yeah. Shit.
Well, I know people were bitter that the more anime style version didn't really get much of a life.
I like that newer cartoon. I was kind of bummed that they canned it so soon.
Well, like the toys didn't sell, right? Or it didn't have toys.
It had toys.
It had some pretty good toys for it, but
yeah, they were solid. But they did a weird thing where they were like 6-inch and 4-inch figures at the same time.
Yeah.
For which one?
And yeah, I don't know. It just didn't, like just do one line maybe. Focus your resources.
Do you guys listen for the like mid-2000s?
Oh, Thundercats. Yeah. And actually, we got a couple comments in the chat real quick. Godzilla Ultimate's are gonna kick ass. I agree.
I hope so.
Neb asked, Dave, why do you think the Turtles have retained their integrity so well over the years? Versatility.
Yeah.
There's a lot to play with in that sandbox. And well, Teen Titans Go was their #1 show for a while. Oh, there you go. Brings it back to Thundercats.
I think with Turtles it also helped that, immediately Eastman and Laird were like, yeah, just do what you need to do with it.
Yeah.
To make it palatable to kids. So there isn't that, there was immediately wildly differing takes.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like Batman too, where it's like, the DNA of that character was so dark, but then there's like the more mainstream versions are like really light. So there's a lot to play around with while staying faithful to the character.
Well, I think that's been, that's the one of the benefits that some of the more longer-lived characters have is that, there's already been a number of interpretations. So doing something different or weird or silly isn't necessarily like people are going to bitch about it.
It's not outlandish.
But yeah, it's not going to be like, well, this is the only version of this that I'm aware of is the one from the 80s, and this is way different than that. So I hate you.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Batman worked, and then Turtles immediately was just like, yeah, here's the kid version, here's the adult version, here's some other stuff. The Archie comic kind of fell in between the two and got real weird.
Yeah, it did.
Do you guys listen to any of Scott Knightlick's Spectre Creative YouTube videos?
A little bit.
They're really interesting, and he has obviously has like a lot of insight working on being the brand manager for DC at Mattel and doing the Masters of the Universe Classics line, and so he has this like insane wealth of knowledge about like He-Man, which was another thing I didn't really know about because again it was like before my time, but I've kind of like started to deep dive on, and he has a lot of really interesting insights into the sort of just the logistics and realities of like toy lines at retail and like media that really has to like appeal to both adult collectors but also mainly kids, and like he looks at the like He-Man cartoon from the mid-2000s and like why that didn't succeed despite being very popular with adult collectors, and it's just like I recommend it.
Well, and that was the interesting with Young Justice.
Yeah.
Where it was this show is too popular with girls.
Oh wow!
And
this is the cartoon Young Justice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's at least part of the reason it got canceled initially. The toys did not sell well; they weren't great.
Hold on.
Again, multiple scales at retail at the same time. Nice.
Looking good.
Which I don't think helped. But
Monster Moose is saying, Alex, those ears are awesome. And Smetty put out PowerCon just announced Super 7 will be attending, possible return for them to Motu.
Oh.
Maybe.
Oh, nice.
I would be surprised, but not. I mean, there's still a few characters they could do as classics.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like a lot of the classics collectors have kind of jumped over to Origins now.
That's tough with He-Man. I was actually talking about He-Man with a buddy earlier, another customizer, who was saying that he wants to make a He-Man, but his problem is that he wants a base body that's super articulated, but also has the mass that He-Man does.
Okay.
That Hercules coming out, man.
We were talking about the V-Toys body because these are awesome. But he feels like this doesn't have enough mass to it.
Yeah.
Well,
you could use like the torso and like the legs from like a 3 3/4 inch like.
Yeah, the mass is. I'm trying to think.
He-Man, how do you, because the Motu line, the classics line was so thorough, how do you pick up from there?
Yeah, who's left, right?
Right, yeah.
I would love to see like super hardcore like Frank Frazetta interpretations of He-Man and all the characters.
That's
Like I
called
know, like
Conan.
we're close to that. What's that?
I said that's called Conan.
I mean, as somebody with a very extensive classics collection, my big want would be the remaining New Adventures characters that didn't get done in classics, and then there's a lot of characters from the cartoon that are obscure that I can't name, and probably wouldn't even recognize if you showed them to me, but that I would also buy.
So what? Because you're a Motu fan, what's the hubbub with the frog guy?
The frog guy
That's on the packages. I think Robo's pointed it out a few times that there's
Oh,
like frog dude on the sides of the boxes, and he's prominent on all the packaging.
on the origin stuff.
Yeah,
I guess I haven't noticed. I've seen some. They've been throwing in some like original characters on the packaging, which goes back to the original line as a thing. So yeah, I don't know if it's just an Easter egg to that, or if it's something they're actually going to try and do. You know, you build up enough buzz, and I'm sure they'll say why not.
yeah.
I'm going to look this guy up because I'm curious. That's the kind of stuff that's where a number of the classics characters came from. Was it's like, oh yeah, here's just a character that, you know, Alfredo Alcala or whoever, you know, or Earl Norem
They just drew in
came
the
up with to
background.
fill space in the background,
That's
and
awesome.
now all of a sudden it's an actual figure and character and all that.
Wasn't that like all the Snake Men?
No, they had actual figures, but like Sky High is one of the ones from the new line that, you know, just was like a tiny little painting in the like the Wind Raider packaging. And the Fighting Foemen, I think they only existed on the box art for the Revel model kit versions of the Wind Raider, and whatever the other vehicles that they did. There was the Wind Raider, crap, I can't remember the names of the vehicles now. Roton and Attack Track. And
Attack Tracks.
They did
useless fucking vehicle.
They did the Rebel model kits for those, and they just were like, well, we need somebody to drive this, so let's make up a character.
Oh, thanks for checking that out, Stan. Oh, Mr. Link, Super 7 Remco Warlord would be amazing.
Ooh, I would be
That'd be
all
cool.
over. I mean, Warlord would be great as any kind of figure.
It would be cool to have some of those Remco, not He-Man type figures. Those would be really fun.
Supposedly, I mean, there's been listings for a Origin Sunman, which would be really interesting because I find that there was the Olmec toys in the 80s and 90s, and it was essentially this toy company created to market and sell toys to African Americans, and a lot of them were sold at like Kmart and stuff. They weren't very common, and it's like, yeah, here's the Bronze Bombers, and it's
that was
Joe, and here's
the
Sunman.
Okay, that line was created. There was a lady that made that line because she felt that there weren't the characters weren't represented, and so she looked at He-Man and said, "I want my son to have his version of He-Man."
Yeah, that's that whole toy company because they had
those are so cool.
Yeah, and it's a really interesting, the story is interesting, and then
I just got to throw it out there, Alex. I looked up and I'm like, why is she a potato suddenly? Like, what happened?
Hey,
all right, Megan,
she's a shapeshifter.
I had heard I'd heard of the Bronze Bombers as a G.I. Joe collector because they actually licensed a bunch of G.I. Joe molds from Hasbro in the late 90s, and those were only sold as a 10-pack at Toys R Us. And at that point,
I think I've seen those. Cool.
G.I. Joe had kind of, stopped, and so they were pretty sought after. And they were pretty cool, just for repaints. I think the good guys all had new heads. And so that was how I had heard about Olmec. And then, they, Sunman, I can't remember what other lines they did. But a very interesting thing. And if Mattel has the rights to the Sunman characters, there's some really interesting designs there.
Someone's Googling it. I heard the keys.
I'm looking. Oh, they did a figure, a bendy figure of Meteor Man from the that movie from the 90s. Can't remember who played Meteor Man.
Meteor Man?
Yeah, the Sunman designs are super cool.
I think Pixel Dan had a video where he came across some very rare ones in a comic novelty store kind of thing.
That was one of his, I think, down in the DFW area.
Oh, nice.
So that tool that you're using, Alex,
Yeah,
automatically creates texture detail.
it's so basically this is the sort of the main brush tool I use. It's just a clay buildup brush, and all it does is it's replicating this square alpha. So it's sort of like extracting out little squares, you know.
Right.
And it's just like it's a good way to like sort of build up, you know, the clay texture, because like, you know, the main clay brush is more just kind of like, I don't know,
Oh yeah.
not quite it. And then the standard brush is like, okay, I use this for like wrinkles and stuff, and like creating like fabric and capes and stuff, but still it's like it's not quite what you want to like build up. So I really like
with doing hair, sometimes you need those hard edges because you can kind of work in.
Oh, for sure. And so for like, yeah, so for hair, you kind of do like some grooves, and then I could swap to the like, you know, the trim dynamic brush, which is just kind of like flattens the edge, you know, to kind of like get really like define, you know, the sort of like forms. And then yeah, and then you've got your Damien standard brush, which is like a very thin line.
Oh, cool.
So, which you can do like, or you can do a ridge if you hit the Alt key, or you can cut into it. And also, it looks very jagged because this is very low poly right now. But so if I like divide it up, kind of smooths it out.
I'm with Monster Moose in the chat. I have to say this is oddly fascinating to watch. I can't turn away. Also, Smitty, it wasn't Eddie Murphy. It was Robert Townsend. Or Townsend.
Yes.
In
Which I think I had like the Marvel adaptation of.
Yeah, man. Oh, man. Weird times.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And actually, I just realized we are 5 minutes away from the end of the hour. So I just want to kind of put it out there. If you guys want to plug the living daylights out of all your awesomeness, whoever wants to go first, I'll pop them up on the screen. So any volunteers?
Alex.
I'm here every week. So,
so Alex, plug away, my friend.
You can check me out on Instagram, where I'm known as Fanplastic4. So I guess just at Fanplastic4, where you know, I'm trying to keep up with posting. It's been a while. I've been doing some been very busy at work, so haven't really had time to do stuff that I can post about. So, but hopefully, you know, some of the stuff I've been up to will be revealed at some point, and I'll be able to give it a little plug.
We should do a release party.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
I'm down.
Well, I have to say, like, real quick. So the worst Super 7's the worst figures, like Batula and Captain Dead Star. I did some. I did some things on those.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, I helped out.
Cool. What did you do?
So into those.
I did the. I was helping out another sculptor. So, but it was I did like Batula's accessories.
Cool.
So like his little bat flask.
Yeah.
That has like blood in it. The stopper for it is actually I sculpted the like the head from the reaction figure of Batula.
Cool.
Is the little stopper. So.
That's
And the little book that like opens and closes. So cool stuff.
nicely done. Well, yeah, dude. We'll have to get you back on here. I mean, we'll have to get you back on here anyways.
Yeah,
But,
anytime.
Hell yeah. Moving on to our other very special guest, Cory, plug,
Ooh.
man. Plug.
All right, so I just put up. I had some requests for these. They're Han Solo shrinks that I did. One is a Hot Toys. One is like a third-party head that's really, really hard to get a hold of. I had requests for these in figure art size, so both of these are on the site now. And of course, I'm Casting Cave. You can find me on Instagram, everywhere. I'm all over the place. Facebook, you name it. There we go. Mitch has got it. But other than that, I have new things I'm always working on. I think Robo showed off a few things that I've been doing. Mando helmets are up. There's all kinds of stuff, and I've got a lot of new stuff in the works, and hopefully I'll have some new stuff that I've sculpted as well soon.
Hell yeah. Look forward to it, man. And as always, thank you for coming on, and we will have you back soon, of course. Also, I just have to throw this up there because it's always funny when it goes to the randoms.
Yeah.
Sorry. And Matt, where'd Matt's socials go? Damn it.
Well, they're around. It's fine. I will use. They know where to find. I will use my time if you want to pop into the private chat, Dave, and share Panther 10's Deadpool custom.
Oh, 1 second.
If it loads, I don't know if it will.
It is spinning. In the meantime, Matt, plug your stuff.
Twitter at HypnoHustlin, Instagram HypnoHustlers_customs. Yeah, that's what I do. Enhancement talent, clothing, and gear on your social medias.
Whoop. There we go.
Hey, look at that.
There.
So yeah, that's Panther 10 was talking about that earlier in the chat. I think it's pretty fly. Looks like he just took the Deadpool and swapped some parts around, but looks good. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Extra pouches.
Whoop. And as always, I'm Dave Wheeler, Dave Wonder, Diamond Dave, whatever the hell you want to call me. You can find me right here every Tuesday and Wednesday on the Dave Wonder channels, Heel Turn Radio, also simulcasting this. Thank you again to Heel Turn Radio for hosting us because they're wonderful guys. Thank you to Cory. Thank you to Alex. Thank you to Matt. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Also, thank you to The Source Comics and Games for sponsoring us. But sincerely, guys, I really appreciate y'all spending some time with us and hanging out. Cory, I think this is the first time I've ever seen your face.
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's beautiful. But yeah, throw a like, follow, subscribe, whatever you'd like to do to all these awesome guys on here. That's what we're about here, is growing the community and creating a community. So again, thank you so much, everybody, for being on the show. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for hanging out with us. We will catch you down the road. So yeah, until next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Have a good night, everybody.
Boink. Oh yeah, tune in tomorrow for Toys with the Boys, 8 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here. Bye.